I still remember the morning she left. There was no shouting, no explosive fight, just a single text that popped up on my phone while I was brushing my teeth. Hey, don't worry about me this weekend. I need some time away. Please don't call. I'll text when I'm back. At first, I thought I'd read it wrong. I stepped into the kitchen, and sure enough, Emily's suitcase was gone from the hallway. No note, no kiss goodbye. Just silence, and the faint smell of her half-drunk coffee sitting on the counter. We'd been married 6 years. Sure, we'd had our ups and downs like any couple, but this felt different. She hadn't mentioned any trip. No girlfriend's name slipped casually into conversation. No weekend plans discussed. She was just gone. I tried calling her. Straight to voicemail. I texted, "Where are you?" No reply. By Friday evening, I was pacing the living room, staring at our wedding photo on the wall. I wasn't angry yet, just confused. Emily wasn't the type to vanish without a word. But by Saturday night, confusion had twisted into something heavier. I checked her location on our shared app. Disabled. I went through our joint account. Just one transaction at a high-end resort 2 states away. A place I'd never been. One she had once said was too romantic because it reminded her of her college boyfriend. That was the first time the ground felt like it had shifted beneath me. I didn't blow up her phone. I didn't chase her there. I just sat in the quiet house we built together, realizing how utterly alone I felt. The silence was thick, as if the house itself were holding its breath, waiting to see what I'd do next. By Sunday morning, something inside me had settled. I wasn't going to wait at the door like some loyal dog. I wasn't giving her the satisfaction of finding me worried, desperate, relieved to see her. I started packing my own bags. Folding shirts into my duffel, there was no rage, just clarity. For years, I'd been the one trying to fix everything. When Emily felt distant, I planned trips. When she was unhappy at work, I encouraged her to chase a new career. When she cried about feeling stuck, I promised we'd find a way forward together. But she had chosen to go forward alone. I booked a small cabin 3 hours away, a place we'd once talked about but never visited. Not fancy, just quiet, tucked near a lake where self-service barely worked. Before leaving, I took one last look around the house. The kitchen table where we laughed over cheap takeout. The couch where she had fallen asleep on my chest during our first snowstorm. All of it felt like a museum now, artifacts of a marriage that no longer existed. I didn't leave a note. No explanation, no grand gesture. I just disappeared. On the drive, I expected guilt to creep in. It didn't. With every mile, I felt lighter. My phone buzzed once, a notification from her. Just "I'll be home tonight." I didn't respond. When I arrived at the cabin, I set my bag down and sat on the porch as the sun dipped below the horizon. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt peace. No tension in my shoulders, no bracing for a slammed door or an argument. Just me, the lake, and the soft chorus of crickets. That night, I slept better than I had in a long time. The next morning, my phone erupted with missed calls and frantic texts. "Where are you? Why aren't you home? This isn't funny." I smiled. She had wanted space. Now she had it. I stayed silent, letting her messages pile up like unanswered letters. Each one reminded me, for once, I wasn't chasing her. I wasn't fixing her choices. I wasn't the husband who would wait forever. This time, I was the one who walked away. When I drove back home 3 days later, it wasn't guilt that pulled me, it was closure. I wanted to see what she would say, how she would spin the story now. The house was a mess. Her overnight bag lay by the door, sandals tossed aside. She was on the couch, eyes red, phone clutched like a lifeline. "Where have you been?" She demanded the moment she saw me, her voice a mix of anger and panic. I didn't answer right away. I set my keys on the table, slipped off my jacket, and let the silence stretch. "You just left," she said again, softer this time, as if she couldn't believe it. "Yes," I said. Finally, she flinched. "I told you I was going on a trip?" She shot back defensively. "No," I said, calm but steady. "You told me not to call. You disabled your location. You booked a resort we were supposed to visit together. That's not a trip, Emily. That's a getaway, and not one you share with your husband. Her mouth opened and closed, trying to justify, to explain, but there was nothing that could make it right. I needed space, she whispered, tears starting to fall. And now you have it, I said simply. I walked past her into our bedroom, pulling the last of my things from the closet. She followed, pleading now, saying she made a mistake, saying she just wanted to feel alive for a few days. But I had already felt the weight lift, already tasted freedom. That chain around my neck was gone. I'm not leaving in anger. I told her as I zipped my bag. I'm leaving because I deserve more than being the man you run from. If you needed to find yourself, fine. But so did I. Her sobs echoed down the hallway as I walked out. This time, there was no waiting, no anxious pacing at the door. When I closed it behind me, it felt final and strangely beautiful.